All right, guys, welcome to tonight's call. Thank you so much for getting on. There's a few things that I just have announcements for before Courtney gets started. First, we have Super Saturday that is happening next week. So I know some places do Super Sunday. Mine is on Super Saturday. I know in Canada, you guys, I think, is on Saturday. It's on Friday. Okay, so we've had it on Friday too. So maybe it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I can't talk to you right now.
Where's the cord thing to the TV?
I don't know, over here. Sorry. And so make sure you go to those events because they are so important for your business, for you to get to know the people that are surrounded you in your local community. And it's just so awesome because it's basically like the video from corporate is a post summit. So you get to know what is new with Beachbody, what's happening the rest of this year, what else is coming out. I know we have the new 80-day obsession that's coming out in January or whatever, that I'm super excited about. I've been following some coaches that are in the, doing it right now. But yeah, there's just so much to do and it's just great to get there and you get to mingle with your team too. So I'm excited. For that, we have Tony Horton coming to ours. So I'm kind of stressing about it because I'm his person that's going to be taking him where he needs to go. So I'm kind of freaking out. Anyways, also, Brigitte, she started a coach sneak peek today, and it's going to be for the next 3 days. So if you guys are not added in that group, want to get added to that group, to get people added to that group, let me know, and I can get you added. We also have the sneak peek group that we did a couple weeks ago. That's still open, but with everybody's busy schedules and stuff, we were supposed to open it up actually today, but it's just been kind of crazy. So I just kind of left it open. So if you have people that are interested, just add them in there, tag them in the videos, and they can watch the videos on their own time and whatnot. But those are the two things that are happening. We still have the Beachbody On Demand All Access Challenge Pack on sale. So make sure that you guys are inviting people to join you, because that's super important. And one thing that I'm going to be focusing on crazy from here till probably January is just recruiting. I need to grow my team, and I really just need to dig deep into helping my coaches and hit Success Club and grow their businesses as well. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on. So the coach sneak peek is super good for that. Anyways, we have Courtney. She is going to be sharing with us how she's at Success Club. And I just want to talk about this girl for a second because Courtney has been a fireball since she has started coaching. She's hit Success Club 10 since coaching. And so she's now Success Club 10 legend. Is that correct? It's a legend. So that's a very long time of Success Club, and that is a huge, huge achievement to achieve. That means she's helping at least 5 people continually every single month get set up with the challenge pack. So that's incredible. She's also a diamond coach, and her team is basically killing it right now. So I'm super excited to hear from her and what she has to share with us and her tips. And Courtney, you can go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Crystal. So this isn't going to be a really long call because I'm exhausted. And for those of you who know what I've been through in the last week, you understand why I'm exhausted. For my coaches that are on this call, a lot of this stuff might be a repeat, but it's just a good refresher as well. There's a lot in this business I don't know still, but hitting Success Club is definitely one of them. Like Crystal said, I've hit Success Club 10. As of August, it was for 24 months straight, which makes me Success Club 10 All-Star Legend. So I just wrote down, I'm going to read a lot of this because my brain is just not processing anything right now. So I'm going to read a lot of it, so don't mind that. I have, I think, 6 or 7 different little tips for you guys. This month is not included in my my good Success Club hitting months. I'm just sitting at 4 right now, but that's been in the past week, so I guess I'm doing pretty good. The number one thing I tell people, what works for me and what I tell my team is to find what works for you, and for me, that's free groups. I've done everything from free clean eating groups to free workout challenges to I did a mason jar group last month, I think it was, and I had over, I think about 230 people in that group, and I think about 180 of them, were new friends that I had added through different mom groups. So that was probably my most successful one, and I'm going to be doing actually a crock pot one next month that I'm preparing for. But free groups are where I get a lot of my challengers. Free groups are where I've gotten some of my coaches. Actually, Karen and Sarah are both met through my free groups. So it works for me, and that's always what I tell my coaches: find what works for you. If free groups aren't your thing, then you know, you don't have to do them as often as I do. I usually
Hey, Courtney, your sound went out. I don't know if it's just me. Okay. You could try maybe plugging in earphones. I don't know if that will help. Sometimes mine goes out and I have to do that. No. Maybe try leaving and then coming right back. No. I don't know why it's not working. Shows you're unmuted. I don't know if she can call in. Let me unmute you. Okay, try now. Oh, there you are.
Can you? Okay, yeah. I'm on my phone now. I don't know.
Okay.
I use my computer for some reason. I don't know what happened there.
I can hear you. We're good.
Okay, give me one sec. Technical difficulties. All right. Figure this out here. Okay. I got to make sure my phone stays plugged in because I'm at like 3% on my phone.
Mine is usually like that.
All right, I'm plugged in. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Okay, I don't know where my where it cut out on me, but yeah, basically to wrap up tip number 1. Basically I tell my coaches to find what works for them. Like I said, free groups works for me. It's always been my thing. I've gotten challengers coaches from them. I try to run them usually once a month, depending on how busy my schedule is. But it helps to add a lot of new friends doing free groups as well, because I post in local mom groups, and that tends to get a lot of response from moms. And you know, like I search Pinterest for different ideas on what you can do groups about, or ask people, you know, if I ran a free group, what would you be interested in, you know, the group being about? I think Sarah did that the other day. But free groups are my thing. Like I said, I'm going to do a crockpot one next month, and I have a lot of people who are actually interested in it already. So we'll see what happens. The other thing I like to do, I never used to do it when I first started as a coach, was to give people a deadline for a challenge group. I know I've seen a lot of posts from different coaches saying, you know, new group starting soon, or, you know, I'm starting a challenge group, but there's no date, there's no deadline, there's no end date where they absolutely have to make a decision. So I always like to give them a time limit. I have a lot of people who have been interested in anywhere from the last couple of months to the last year. And I actually had a girl sign up 2 days ago or yesterday. And she first messaged me well over a year ago and has been kind of back and forth on it. And, you know, I just kept in contact with her and, you know, didn't completely harass her, but just said, you know, my next group is starting, you know, this date if you're interested. And she ended up signing up. So, and she actually signed up as a discount coach. So it pays to give them a time limit as to, you know, when the group starts and when they should be ordering by. The other thing is, I like to tell my coaches as well, make sure that you're adding value to your page. They tell us to send out, you know, personal invites and, you know, always be adding friends and things like that. But it doesn't do a lot if people come to your page. You know, if someone didn't know me and I added them as a friend, they come to my page, they need to know what I do. They need to know that, you know, I love my workouts, which this past week has just been a write-off, but I love my workouts. You know, I show them that you know, I'm drinking this amazing superfood shake, that, you know, I absolutely love my job. I love coaching. They need to see that what you're doing and that you absolutely love what you're doing. Like I said, this past week has been a bit different for me posting, but that will change sooner than later. But most people that don't know me and come to my page will see right away that this is what I do. You know, I help people, you know, get healthy. You know, this is my lifestyle and I absolutely love it. So I've written down here just a couple of things, and it says social media presence and like personal invites go hand in hand. You can't basically do one without the other. And that's the thing. If you invite somebody to one of your groups and before they even respond, they come back to your page and they don't see anything to do with a challenge group, they're probably going to go find somebody else who actually, they can see what they're doing, see that they love what they're doing, and that they're really, really into it. Another thing is following up. Again, that's a huge thing for me because, like I said, I have a lot of people who, you know, are interested and then they just, it's crickets, which a lot of us deal with. They're interested, really, really excited about it, and then we don't hear back from them. And I am a pen and paper girl. My coaches know that. I'm not a computer person. I literally go to Walmart and grab a little book every month. I have one for every month of the year, and I write everything down, everything that I talk to people about, every person I talk to, what I talk to them about. And I go back at the beginning of every month, I go back to the last month and I go through every single name and I message every single person who is interested. I make sure to follow up with all the people in my free groups, which took forever with my last one because there was so many people in it. But I got a couple of challengers out of that group as well because they saw my posts every day on my page and they saw what I was doing and it piqued their curiosity. The other thing is to talk to new people. I was never good at this when I first started. I'm seriously an introvert. So really quick funny story was a lady posted on one of the local mom groups near where I live and was looking for a boy's size 4 or 5 tuxedo for a wedding. And I had my son's from our wedding left over and it was just sitting there. And so I messaged her and we met up, dropped it off, and she mentioned something about losing weight before her wedding. And I was like, oh, I said something about what I do. And she's like, oh my gosh. She signed up later that night because we talked for, I don't know, about an hour in a parking lot holding a tuxedo in one hand and I had my Shakeology in the other. But honestly, you got to just talk to people. You know, one of the best posts I've ever done on my page about coaching is the absolute truth. It's the one that talks about, you know, if you use a new piece of makeup, you're going to tell everybody about it. If you go to a new restaurant, you're going to tell everybody about it. So why when we're using these amazing programs and drinking these amazing shakes, are we not telling everybody about it? And I've started doing that, and it works, I'm telling you, because I talked to this woman for well over an hour, like I said, in a parking lot, and she signed up later that night. So you just got to put yourself out there, no matter how much of an introvert you are, like I am. The other thing, it's a yes and a no. I put down here to post more. I know the ideal is, they say 3 to 5 times a day. I've had some days where I posted once and I've gotten so much traction on one post. I've gotten more traction on that one post than I've gotten on all 5 another day. So it's, for me, it's more about doing engaging posts that are actually going to get people's attention, that are actually going to get people commenting, that are going to get people interested in what you're doing, rather than just posting just to post. I used to post just anything and everything. I usually try to post in the evenings. I usually try to post something funny, mom related, because that seems to be like, after everybody's put their kids to bed, moms just need, like, a stress reliever, and I usually get a lot of responses from different funny little quotes and comments and stuff that I usually post on my page. It gets people's attention and gets them laughing, which is nice at the end of the day. One other thing I'd love to do is to share testimonials, whether it's from my challengers, whether it's another coach on our team, or another coach, that you may know. Even just going to, like, the Beachbody Facebook page and taking, like, transformations off of there. Testimonials from my own groups, my own customers, my own challengers, and then sharing transformations as well. With my own challengers, I have quite a few that are not comfortable with me posting their picture on Facebook, which is absolutely fine. I always check with them first. A couple I have done, but I've blocked their faces out, and I'm more than okay with that as well. Some have posted on their own page, so I've just basically reposted on mine. But I share those often, and I find that the people that like or comment on those posts, even if they just like it, I usually reach out to them afterwards, and that usually gets the conversation going, because they've seen a transformation picture. A lot of people are visual. I know I am. If I see a before and after, that's going to get my attention a lot more than just seeing somebody in workout clothes flexing. It's just, you're going to see, especially if it's a drastic before and after. My own isn't that drastic. It's 30-pound difference, but there's a lot of people that are anywhere between 40 and 100-pound weight loss, which is incredible. And a lot of people will look at that, and that catches their attention. And like I said, if they like the post, I reach out to them right away. It seems to get the conversation going, I should say. The other thing is, with me, I know when I first started, my big thought was, Shakeology is so expensive. I had my own objections when I first started. And what I try to do is turn that around and try to put myself in their shoes. So if they have an objection, I think, well, was that one of my objections, and how did I overcome that? So with Shakeology, for instance, it's a big lump of money. I'm not going to not say that to anybody. But with me, I mean, I've had IBS since I was 16, and I no longer take medication for that. So that's a huge thing for me. I was on iron injections, and I no longer take any meds for that. So that's huge for me. So I share that with people, because that has made a huge difference in my life. And I have a lot of customers and a lot of coaches that it's made a big difference with too. And plus, you can replace a meal with it, and it's still cheaper than going to McDonald's and getting a Big Mac meal or something like that. So I always try to share what my objections were and how I overcame them with people. And a lot of times that will basically get them into the mindset of, okay, well, it's worth the $4 or whatever it is per day for this amazing shake, and get them into the workout mindset and all of that as well. One last point. Give me 1 second here. I lost my place. Oh, okay. Sorry, brain's not working here. So the other thing is, it's kind of like following up, but I always go back to the people that said no. When I first started, I probably passed over, I don't know, 100 people, because they said no to me right away, and that just terrified me. I never wanted to talk to them again. I wanted to hide in my little corner. And now they say no to me. I go back to them a month later and say, hey, I know, you weren't interested last month, but I'm starting a new group here. Do you think you'd be interested in trying it out now? I've had a lot of people come back and say, you know what? Yeah, I think this would be a better time. Let's try it out. A lot of people come back and say, thanks, but no thanks. And that's great. And I go back to them the next month and try it again. And it's literally about being consistent and being persistent. Those are my two things that help me to hit Success Club. I have actually a couple of customers that came back in the last couple months who had bought from me well over a year and a half ago and have purchased the all access because they're in my groups and they see people using all these different workouts and they want the access to everything. So they've come back and just repurchased with the Shakeology and everything, which is great. So that helps as well. But those are the two things that work for me. Like I said, consistency and then to be persistent and not give up on people, because you don't know who's going to come back and either sign up as a challenger or a discount coach or an active coach, because any of those can happen. It's very, very easily. Like I said, the biggest thing for me is to find what works for you. Like I said, free groups is my thing. I've added, when I first started as a coach, I think I had a little less than 100 friends, and I just hit over 2,000 now. So for me, that's a lot, because I don't like to share everything public on my page, but it was a big coming out of my shell type of thing when I started as a coach. And since I have, it's made a huge difference and it's changed a lot of other people's lives. So just in the last week, the messages I've been getting from people, not even about what's happened in the last week with my dad, but just people saying, you know what, I look forward to your posts every day and I'm so sorry you're going through this. And people I don't even know, people I've just added as friends and said hey to, and they're like, you know what, here's my number, call me if you need anything. And like, people are incredible. It's helped immensely. But these are people that I've literally just added through Facebook, and I feel like they're part of my family basically. So it makes a huge difference to be adding people every day, and you never know when you're going to need those people, I'll put it that way. So those are my tips. Hopefully, I don't know if any of that helps you guys, but it's, like I said, consistency and being persistent and not giving up on people, because they do come back.
Awesome. I love it. And it's so true, right? Consistency and persistence is seriously what makes you successful. And like you said, you have gotten so many no's, but you didn't let them really determine where you wanted to go with your business. And you took control of that, and you're like, okay, if you're saying no to me, then I'm going to go find the people that want it. So I really, really love that. My question is, so do you just do Facebook, or do you do any work on Instagram as well? Or is it mostly just Facebook?
So my main platform is Facebook. I've actually done quite a bit on Instagram, I'd say in the last 6 months. I did a lot of the Instagram trainings on YouTube and stuff, watched a lot of the videos and have done a lot of the tips. And I went from, it's not a lot, but I went from like 100 followers and I'm almost at 900 now, just in the last 6 months. So and the thing is, it's actual people. It's not just anybody following me. It's actual people that are following me and people I'm following back. And I've actually gotten I've only gotten one challenger from Instagram, but that's still, it's still better than nothing. But Facebook is still definitely my number one platform. But I tried Snapchat and couldn't figure it out, and it's not me. It's not at all.
I'm totally right there with you.
No.
I do love Instagram stories more than Facebook stories, but I try to post on both sometimes. Sometimes I forget about Facebook, but it's good that I think it's really good too, how you are, also having Instagram too as a platform as well as Facebook, because that kind of helps you to get more people and bring more people to Facebook too. So that's awesome. But I took a lot of notes, and I really love that you reach out to people when they like and comment on your posts. About a couple months ago, I started doing this more, and just saying, hey, Erin, thank you so much for showing that love on my or that love on my post. It means so much to me. Just starting a conversation like that, and I'm sure Courtney, you kind of maybe do the same thing, but it just brings more people to you and just helps start conversations and getting to know people more. Oh, did we lose her? I was gonna say, do you guys have any questions for her? But she ran away. Maybe she'll jump back on. I also like that she runs free groups too. For me, I was going back and looking at my Fiercely Fit clean eating group, and I was like, oh man, I need to start just like running this more. I just need to start adding people to it constantly and be running it, because honestly, that keeps me accountable in my own nutrition, you know, and find something that will keep you accountable. If you're struggling with something, like if you're struggling even with like personal development, run a personal development group, you know, where people all buy the same group or buy the same book. But there's just so many different groups, like she said, on Pinterest that you can find ideas about and so forth. I really hope she jumps back on. Do any of you guys have questions? Oh, there she is. Good. Are you there, Courtney? Courtney, you there? I see your name. I know she lives in the country too, so the internet's probably cutting out on her. But y'all look so gorgeous tonight. I know you probably all had a long day. I have pictures, family pictures this week, and I'm like trying to shop and pick out clothes. I just want to like cry. Okay, I don't know. Maybe she'll try to get back on. Anyways, do you guys have questions? Anything that she talked about?
I guess one of my questions is, for the free groups that you do you delete them after every time and start new ones, or do you just delete the people and put new people in, or how do you go about doing that?
So for me, my Fiercely Fit group, I've always kept it open because there's tons and tons of recipes that other people have shared in there from previous challenge groups. So I've always kept mine open. If there's people that are not my friends, I will delete them, kick them out of the group. If they like, I don't know, you also will have like those people that are trying to sell stuff. Like I'll give them a one warning kind of thing. And if they continue, then I'll be like, sorry, you're out of my group kind of thing. But for the most part, I keep mine open. I just like the continual growth of it. And that also gives me a place to go and message people as well. I'll pull their names. I'll go into them. Like actually last week or 2 weeks ago, I went through my whole Fiercely Fit clean eating group, and I have about 200 people in there, and I just messaged every single one of them. I just said, hey, how was your weekend? Is there anything I can help you with? And a lot of people like message me back, no, but how are you doing? You know, kind of thing. And it just started a conversation again. So I just keep it open because and then you can just always add new people to it. But that's what I do. I don't know if Courtney deletes hers or not. Anybody else run free groups?
For Courtney's groups, I know that she goes on and she deletes everybody and she deletes all the content and opens up a new one. That's what I was part of one of her groups, so that's why I asked, because I was looking for a recipe and I'm like, oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
But that's what she does, and I tend to do the same thing for my groups as well, and then sometimes transfer people into my continuum group.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can try it all ways and see what works best. You know, I think she even said like her number one thing: find what works best for you. There she is. I see you, Courtney.
Back.
Terrible.
Ooh,
There you are. Okay, we have questions for you, but Monica answered some of it. The question was, Sarah, you can go ahead and ask her if you have it.
Yeah, so it's just asking for the free groups, whether it's better to have a free group and then once it's done, delete everyone and start over, or whether it's kind of better to keep that group and then just like add more people to it.
So I've done both. My last one that I did, my mason jar group, I've kept everybody in that group. And what I'm going to do is my next group, my next free group, which is, it'll be similar because it's a crockpot group. I'm actually just going to change the cover photo and change a bit of the info and keep it the same group and just change the info in it. And then I'm going to post a video just letting everybody know that's in the group that this is a new group I'm going to be running. You know, you're more than welcome to leave the group if you want. You're more than welcome to stay in the group. You know, that this is basically another free group. There's no obligation, and just explain that to them. And like I said, if they want to leave, that's fine, but it's completely up to them. They can basically stay in it for as long as they want. But I've done both, and basically it's just your preference. I find it a lot more work to be, especially if you're doing them often, to be deleting people, especially if there's a lot of people. I did a workout challenge last May, I want to say, like a year ago May, and there was 160 people in that group, and I had to delete them all afterwards and close the group, and it was a headache. So I find for me it's easier to just leave them all there and they can kind of do as they please. But I usually just post a video letting them know that this is, you know, what the next group is going to be. You know, if you want to participate, great. If you want to just follow along, if you want to leave, that's fine too. But basically you can stay in the group as long as you want. So that's what I do. It's easy. I find it easier for me.
Okay. Thanks.
Awesome.
No problem.
Any other questions for Courtney? Uh-oh, where'd she go again? Oh, there she is. She's still there. You just moved. You're bouncing all over the screen. I'm like trying to find where's Courtney. Any other questions, you guys?
I have a question.
Yes.
Courtney, how do you find value to share on your personal page? Like when you do like a daily post, I noticed that you normally do like something different every day, or maybe various different things every day. And I just wanted to know how you find those topics to talk about.
So I used to do, like if you look far back on my page, I used to do posts about Shakeology like once, like every 2 days. And I just found it was really repetitive. I usually try to post a lot of different stuff. I know a lot of you might schedule your posts because you guys are really busy, and I get that absolutely. But with me, I try to post a lot more in the moment because I'm able to, because I'm home during the day and I can, you know, something really funny happens, I'll post it, you know, or like with the kids, like Stella the other day went and picked me a whole bunch of dandelions to try to make me not so sad, as she said it, you know. So like that was one of the cutest things that happened that day, so I posted it and everybody was like, oh, you know, she's so sweet. I usually try to, this week not included, I usually try to just post things that are going to catch people's, sorry, cat, try to post things that are going to catch people's attention. Like I said before, I try to post more to get people's interaction rather than just posting just to post. I actually want people to learn something from my post, or, you know, be interested in it, or, you know, I know at Summit they were talking a lot about actually posting but not actually, you know, saying the name of a workout program or saying the name of Shakeology, or get people interested so that they're messaging you or commenting saying, oh, what's the workout program you're doing, or, you know, what is this awesome shake, can you tell me more about it? So I'm trying to do that a lot more now too, rather than just putting it all out there and people going, oh, there's another post about, you know, this or this. But with me, a lot of the time, it's just, it's mom stuff, honestly. I mean, relate to other moms that are, I think my best post ever was like a year ago. Stella had run and jumped into my arms when I was holding my shake, and it dumped all over me. And it was and I, of course, I took a picture. Like, I'm talking from head to toe. I was covered in chocolate Shakeology. And I had like 400 likes on this picture, and people were commenting, laughing their butts off. And I mean, it was funny afterwards, but I'm like, there goes like $4. Like, I was wild. But it's stuff like that that gets people's attention, and it's real life. I don't, I try not to post any fake posts or anything like that. I try to be as real as I can. And I mean, this week my posts have been more real than possible, but that's it's life. And anybody who's following me, who's been following me for a year or two, that's one thing that a lot of people say is thanks for being real. And that's all you can do. With me, like I said, I try to post a lot more in the moment. I don't really schedule my posts, but it's adding value and getting people interested in what you're actually posting about, and getting them to interact with you about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else have questions for Courtney? All right, guys. Well, if you guys have any more questions, you can totally reach out to Courtney. And Courtney, thank you so much. I know this week is
you're welcome.
Seriously like a whirlwind. I totally know those emotions you're going through right now. And just let you know, we're here for you if you ever need a chat, whatever. We all love you. We're thinking of you and praying for you. And we hope that you can find that comfort, that it comes with losing a parent. But, anyways, so I'm all teary-eyed now and emotional. But you guys are awesome. I appreciate everything you do, and you guys are rock stars. So let us know if you have any questions, and we'll chat soon. Keep up the hard work, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
Crystal.